Commission meeting for August 17, 2022. Commissioner Hanson, the current chair. Welcome all the commissioners, anybody here in the chambers. We're going to start our meeting this evening with a prayer by Commissioner Anderson, followed by Commissioner Tupou will lead us in saying of the Pledge of Allegiance. Commissioner Anderson.
Our Father in heaven, we're grateful for our many blessings that we're able to gather here as citizens and planning commissioners. We're grateful that for all the hard work of the city staff in putting together these applications. Please help us to have good judgment and good temperament, and we say this in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oops, sorry, Doug. Contact up here. Yeah. Contact support. Careful. Thank you, commissioners. First off this evening, we will start with an approval of the agenda. I look for a motion to do so.
This is Schill. I move that we approve the agenda for this evening's Planning Commission.
This is Commissioner Bullock. I second.
We got a first and a second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Okay, the agenda is approved as is. Look for an approval of the minutes from August 3rd, 2022. If you have any additional comments or additions, please let it be known at this time. I will not be voting. I was absent last week or on the 3rd.
This is Commissioner Bullock. I make a motion we approve the minutes from the August 3rd, 2022 meeting.
This is Schill. I second.
Got a motion by Commissioner Bullock, second by Commissioner Shield. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? And I'm an abstention. Item number 3, this is a opportunity to declare any abstentions or conflicts that we have this evening for our individual work business life with any of the items on the agenda. I do not have any.
None.
Okay, excellent. We'll go to the first item on the agenda this evening. This is a general plat amendment, also a public hearing. This is a public hearing for consideration and recommendation to the City Council for a general plan amendment request G-2205 from open space to R115, 0.10 acres. Located approximately Wild Horse Ridge and Desperado Drive. The applicant is Kent Rasmussen and Omni Development Group. I'll turn the time over to staff for their report.
Thank you. As stated, applicant seeking to amend the general plan in this area. The area requested covers approximately 0.14 acres. The current land use designation is open space. The applicant is seeking approval to have the land use designation changed to very low density. This will be followed up by a zone change request to the R115 zoning designation if the general plan amendment goes through. This will allow for the current swimming pool under construction to be in compliance. For currently, there are no structures allowed in open space. So they found that out. We got to get that change for that to go through. I'll just bring up the aerial of the property so you can kind of let me back up. I'm too close and losing my way. There we go. Property's right here. If you can see my arrow kind of bouncing around, you can kind of see when I bring up the general land use. There's our issue right there is the darker green versus the neonish lighter green. And so this is the area just right here. You can see on the north side, it's already very low density. South side with the home that they've been living in is very low density. So this is the particular area right here where my arrow is that we're kind of talking about. Getting that changed. They are leaving still a strip of it, as you saw on the thing. It'll stay in that particular open space, just that bit, but they just need this hashed area to get changed over to extend the zoning. So the surrounding general plan use designations are open space to the north, very low density residential to the east and south, and low density residential to the west. Staff's review the request change and feels comfortable with the request and for the purpose of it. Therefore, staff would like to recommend the Planning Commission recommend approval for G-2205 to amend the general plan land use map from the current open space to a proposed very low density residential designation is outlined and seen in your exhibits. Be glad to answer any questions the commissioners might have on this proposal.
Drew, this is Commissioner Bullock. The space that he's asking for, is it all one lot, or is he gaining more property from this lot? Why would a lot have a dual?
Well, lots sometimes do. Let me take this off. You can see he owns all of this and this piece out front as well. This is his too. He built the whole street out here when he did his lot, and he owns everything back to here, always has. He actually did a general plan amendment earlier to get the house done, then didn't think about what they're going to do in the backyard, and so that's kind of what happened. We're just trying to catch up and get that. I actually thought it was coming forward. The property to the east of here, he came in recently, if you remember, and did a general plan amendment, and they talked about going in together, and I don't know what happened. Maybe the paperwork didn't get done, or if they have separate engineers on the project, but I remember they both came to me and talked about doing this plan, but then the piece over here that I'm highlighting is the one that came in, and this one wasn't involved. So I thought, well, maybe they changed their minds. But I think just what happened is things kind of slipped through the cracks between the two of them. Now they're bringing this back on this piece right here to get that change just up to there. So
It doesn't make sense that we would have lots that were, I mean, it's good that we're fixing it, but it doesn't make sense that we would let a lot be half open space and half low density. If it's one property or identification, what's that called? I forgot. The tax ID or partial ID number.
Yeah. But it's not uncommon to have in some places, I mean, especially up in these hills, I'm almost forcing them to leave it split zoned or something, because we don't want to, as we're getting into this area that's getting very touchy to me as a city planner on the slopes up here. You live up there, you know what I'm talking about, where it really starts to take off. And so you'll actually see a couple projects coming through the pipeline in the next couple months where I've made them leave parts of it open space, just because of it starting to get into too much of the slope. So is it uncommon? Slightly, but in cases like this, it's a great tool to use. So.
Okay, yeah, I was just curious. Yeah. Thank you.
Commissioner Tupou, I have a question. So is that larger parcel behind that home residential now? Is it zoned residential?
Yes, this piece actually up here got changed into a 4-lot subdivision. And see if I can back up a bit.
I'm
You
actually
can kind of see it under construction. Actually, both these parcels, actually, it looks like they've already added the subdivision in there. You can see the new lot lines. It used to be one big piece. You know, you can see lot 3, lot 4, or I guess it's 2.
So is he planning on extending his backyard, or is he going to?
What you see is what he's done right here. He's got his pool under construction and it's in open space.
Oh.
I mean, that's technically it, right, Rick? No. Yeah, in fact, you can kind of see they just turned some of it, they left stuff in open space, so. Yeah, so nothing sneaky, he's just trying to get it cleaned up and done, but he's kind of, all the other stuff he's done in there, you can landscape in open space, but a pool is considered a structure, so.
Any other preliminary questions for staff, commissioners? This is a public hearing. I'll go ahead at this time and open the public hearing. If anybody here in the chamber would like to speak to this item, please come forward. I'll go ahead and close the public hearing at this time. I'll open the floor back up to commissioners for any questions, or I'll entertain a motion on this item.
Commissioner Anderson, I'll make a motion to approve G-22-05, request to amend the general plan land use map in the area located at 1137 East Wild Horse Ridge from the current open space to new proposed very low density residential general land use designation. And send it to City Council for consideration.
Commissioner Tupou, I second that.
I've got a first by Commissioner Anderson. I've got a second by Commissioner Tupou. Individual voting, Commissioner Shield.
Aye.
Tupou.
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
Bullock.
Aye.
I'm Hanson. I'm an aye as well. Motion passes. We'll send that to City Council with our recommendation for approval. Item number 5A. This is consideration for approval for a conceptual design of 2 lots located approximately 2260 East Washington Dam Road. Parcel number is W-4-2-19-302. James and Don Bruce are the property owners. The applicant is Washington City. I'll turn the time to staff for their report.
Thank you, Commissioners. This lot split is being carried out to fulfill an agreement the city had with the landowner in obtaining right-of-way for the widening of the Washington Dam roadway. The applicant is asking to split the current 2.02 acres into 2 parcels, both of which will be an approximate 0.86 acres after that right-of-way has been taken out. The current zoning at this location is residential agriculture 1 acre minimum, with RA1 and RA2 to the north, RA1 to the east, open space to the south, and R130 to the west. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission approve the conceptual design of the proposed 2-lot split based on the following findings and subject to the conditions as seen in your report. And I'm happy to answer any questions you may have at this time.
Eldon, I'm looking at the parcel 1, parcel 2 information, and it looks like both were exactly the same size, 1.01 acres before, and now they're exactly the same size after?
Where are you looking at?
Under the parcel 1 label and parcel 2, it has a contains and then gives an acreage, and then it has a note under that that mentions what it was prior to dedication. Just a little surprised.
We'll look into that. There's no way it could be that.
Yeah,
You have a good point. It's, I'm not gonna say it's impossible, but I just can't see that working.
that's some good engineering if they got it that perfect.
Yeah.
It does bring up a valid question about what size are these now? If they are going to be less than an acre, is it significantly less or is it close?
Yeah,
Well, it'll be, yeah, go ahead, Eldon. I'm just,
approximately 0.86. Yeah, and with us taking the right of way, we're slightly okay with being under due to gaining that right of way for the road.
Drew, you might be able to just show the commissioners the section of that parcel that's now under the road. The lines are there, they're just not real easy to distinguish.
yeah, let me bring up my great tools and. Yeah, the old property line is out here. And then the new one is on this hard dark line. So this is the area that was given up for that, for the whole length. It's taller on the left or the west side as it goes to the east. That kind of crunches down just because of the old property separation between the north and the south. When we got this annexed into us through the county years ago, the road wasn't. It was, people were driving down Washington Dam Road, but in many of the places, it wasn't dedicated to the city. So with this new build and everything, this has kind of come about to get all these pieces back. So, and it's not uncommon that when new roads are widened, et cetera, properties that adjoin them end up having less zoning. Happens actually quite often, but we just look at it as one of the necessary things. We're not going to hold that so captive to that, just because, again, it was part of what we agreed to take care of when we got the road dedicated over to us.
So do we know what the size is for parcel 2? I guess it's 0.86, okay. The only reason I asked is because the other ones, they already have buildings on them, but parcel 2, where it doesn't have houses on it, that would affect that lot with the LID, because now it's less than an acre, whereas before it's a full acre.
And we'll just kind of bring this up. You can see that, the one has the home on it, and they're just creating this for family. And like I say, I think the curb cut and everything, I think I'm right, am I not, John? It's already in, and that's it sitting up on this east side. So that they're basically creating this lot right here.
So it would have been, this would have been fine, but the city took away their property for the roadway,
Right.
basically. So we're just, so since we took their property, we're letting them go down to 5/8 of an acre.
We negotiated away their property. We didn't take it. Yeah.
Sorry, we paid them for their property.
They went willingly, but part of the deal was that we would take care of
Right.
this split for
This
them.
was part of this was in the terms of
Yeah.
the agreement. And that makes sense.
Is it reasonable to think that we will see more of this type of thing as Washington Dam Road has been completed, or is this kind of the last of it?
Well, the next one is based on the same thing, your next item and this, but I think that's the only two, or else we would have done them all in one night.
That's what I was
If that was part of the deal, the city would have, unless they had issues getting the engineering done, but I would imagine that Public Works would have brought all the ones if that was part of the deal in at one time. So we're doing 2 tonight just to get it taken care of.
Commissioners, any other questions on this? Item number 5A. This is consideration for approval from us as a body, as opposed to sending it to city council. Just a reminder. I personally have no additional questions.
Me either.
So I'll look for a motion on this item.
This is Commissioner Tupou. I make a motion to approve conceptual design for David and Brenda Shettle for the 2-lot split located at approximately 2275 East Washington Dam Road, subject to the 2 findings and the 4 conditions in the staff report.
Just correct that to James and Don Bruce, 5A.
Oh, I'm looking at 5B.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Ms. Shill, I'll second that with that correction.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Tupou. I have a second by Commissioner Shield. Individual voting, Commissioner Shield,
Aye.
Tupou,
Aye.
Bullock,
Aye.
Anderson.
Aye.
I'm Hanson. I'm an aye as well. This motion passes for approval from this body. We'll move to item number 5B, which, as Drew mentioned, is very similar. This is consideration and approval for a conceptual design of 2 lots located just next door, approximately 2275 East Washington Dam Road. The parcel number is W-4-2-19-303. James and Don Chattel, property owner. Applicant is Washington City. We'll turn the time over to Eldon again for report.
Thank you, commissioners. Just across the street from that previous one, same setup. We obtained right of way and agreed to do this lot split of the current 5.27 acres into two lots, with the first one being approximately 1.27 acres and the second being approximately 4 acres. Current zoning at this location is residential agriculture 1 acre minimum, with open space to the north, RA1 to the east and south, and RA2 to the west. Staff has reviewed the request, and the proposed two-lot split conforms to the standards as set forth in the regulations. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission approve the conceptual design of the proposed two-lot split based on the following conditions as seen in your report. And I'm happy to answer any questions at this time.
I just have a curious question, Eldon, and I believe I know the answer, but when we have a big parcel like this, does the city care one way or the other how big one is as opposed to the other one? I mean, it's up to the homeowner or the landowner, correct?
Yeah, we usually just monitor that the lot size is in accordance with the zoning.
Yeah. Okay.
So is that a private road that goes up on the right side there?
I believe it's an easement access at this point. Possibly a future roadway could come in.
So that's the access to the 4 acres though.
Yeah.
Yeah, just let the commissioners know, especially what we try to do up and down Washington Dam Road without creating a bunch of driveways. We try to get as many property owners to do a shared access. And this, as you can see, especially the one on the, the far right there, that's kind of what we wanted as many times as we could, is to just to eliminate driveways off of that road, because we realized we had to accept many of them because they're already there, but we tried to eliminate as many as we could and not just hand them out like they were candy, for every access, because it is a major road. And we try to keep those very limited. In fact, we don't allow driveways on that. If it was a lot undeveloped, they wouldn't have got it that way. So
This one also is the same, where it's consideration for approval from this body. This will not go to city council. Any additional questions or comments on this? And if not, I'll look for a motion on 5B.
This shield, this is just a dumb question, but so with that easement there, is that the only access onto the Levitt subdivision on the right?
the one on the right that says the Levitt one,
So the one on the right was created. It's a lot. It's kind of similar to this proposed split, except reversed. The big lots on the street and then the small lots on the flag. It appears that when that minor subdivision was approved, there is a flag lot access there on the far west boundary.
and that will probably end up becoming a city road at one time. Just to let you know, there's Shettles have talked about dividing that more because they have more kids. There's other people on the back. Do they even own even farther back? I remember, or is that somebody else? I know there's somebody else beyond them that has a big piece of land that wants to maybe develop as well. So this will become a city street at one point.
What does that entail? Just them giving rights to the city for it, or what? Or I don't know, it's not the right terminology, but they come to you and say, "Hey, we want the city to put in a road right here for us."
No, whoever develops will be putting that road in.
Oh,
Yeah.
and then dedicate it to the city.
Yes.
Okay. So back to what Dad was saying, kind of is the reason I was asking about lot sizes, because these are flip flopped, and I wonder if in the future, if these big giant lots keep doing this and it's flip flopped every which way, if that matters to us one way or the other. I mean, maybe it doesn't.
Generally, no. As long as we have legal access to get to them, we kind of let them go up and down, right or left.
Okay.
So the challenge on that road's future is the land to be developed to the north is not owned by the lots that are burdened by the easement there coming off of Dam Road. And so that's nothing new. The property owners are going to have to find a way to make an agreement to allow that to be publicly dedicated for for development that would most likely be on the parcels to the north, at least the most of it.
Anything else, commissioners? All right, I look for a motion on this item.
This is Commissioner Bullock. I make a motion we approve the conceptual design for the David and Brenda Shettle
Settle.
2-lot split located approximately 2275 East Washington Dam Road.
Two findings.
Commissioner Anderson, I second.
I've got a motion by Commissioner Bullock. I have a second by Commissioner Anderson. Individual voting, Shield,
Aye.
Tupou,
Aye.
Anderson,
Aye.
Bullock.
Aye.
I'm Hanson. I'm an aye as well. That is considered approved by the Planning Commission. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. We'll move to item number 6A. This is a final plat amendment. This is consideration for approval also from the Planning Commission of a final plat amendment of Barker Minor subdivision to amend lot to create 2 lots located approximately the northeast corner of Buena Vista and Primavera. Turn the time over to staff for their report.
Thank you, Commissioners. At the address previously stated, the applicant is asking to amend the current subdivision to accommodate future commercial development on this parcel. The applicant is requesting to remove the existing Lot 1 from the subdivision due to this Lot 1 being part of the Maverick property. And to also split the remaining lot into 2 parcels as identified on the map. The current zoning at this location is C2, with C2 to the north, east, and west, and open space to the south, which is the I-15 corridor. Staff has reviewed the request, and the proposed conceptual Barker Minor amended subdivision conforms to the standards as set forth in the zoning regulations and subdivision ordinances of the city. Staff recommends that the Planning Commission approve the conceptual design of the Barker Minor amended subdivision based on the following findings and subject to the following conditions. And I'm happy to answer any questions at this time.
All right, commissioners, any questions that you have for staff?
Lot 1, excuse me, this is Commissioner Bullock. Lot 1, they're wanting to get rid of right there. Is that correct? Is that what you're saying? The one
No, Lot 1 is on the left-hand side of Primavera. They don't show Lot 1 on that exhibit.
that exhibit says Lot 1 on it right there.
Yeah, that's the amended,
Oh, that'll be the new one?
correct?
Okay, that's why I was confused. Okay.
Oh.
Couldn't figure out why the Maverick was on that side and the other.
This is Commissioner Anderson. Just out of curiosity, how many lots do you have to make a minor subdivision? Is it 1, 2,
Oh, I believe it's
2? Gotcha.
2 to 9. Yeah, once you break 9, you can't call it a minor anymore. That's by state law. So actually, state law is 3 to 9. It's just within the city we call minors 1 to 2. In the county, we kind of share that same policy. We just give them a name of a minor.
Wasn't there initially going to be a hotel there? I thought when I first came on, there was a project.
North of it.
North of it?
Yeah, in fact, they've already gone through, I think, their CUP, if I remember right.
Not the one that's built. I mean, there was
Right
another
here.
one.
Yeah, there was another one on.
Yes.
That's still coming.
Okay.
The people who own this one will be building this one here. They're just working through their process. I guess that's the best word to use.
And there's a good chance that we'll see another amendment in the future with another added lot to Lot 2 that could be split. There's a couple options just to give you a heads up.
All right, thanks, Eldon. Commissioners, any other discussion points or questions for staff? I don't. I'll look for a motion on this item.
This shield, I move that the planning commission approve the conceptual design of the Baker Minor amended subdivision based on the 2 findings and the 4 conditions for item number 6A at approximately Buena Vista and Primavera Lane.
Commissioner Anderson, I'll second.
Got an individual voting. I've got a motion by Commissioner Shield, a second by Commissioner Anderson. Individuals to vote: Commissioner Shield,
Aye.
Tupou,
Aye.
Anderson,
Aye.
Bullock.
Aye.
I'm Hanson. I'm an aye as well. The motion passes for approval. And I do not see any additional items on the agenda this evening. Commissioners, is there anything that needs to be brought before this body by staff or commissioners at this time? And I'll look for a meeting to adjourn. I'm sorry, I'll look for a motion to adjourn the meeting.
I move that we adjourn this meeting.
Second.
I've got a first and a second. All in favor? Aye. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you all.
Well, it's not the record, maybe for this group.